Hey everybody, welcome back to the video. In this one we're gonna be learning about HTML forms. So before going into the video, I would appreciate you guys liking and subscribing the video and feel free to comment. So let's go into the topic. So basically, first of all, let's go ahead and give ourselves doc type HTML, our HTML tag, and our body tag. And in here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a form tag. So this form tag is gonna let us create like radio buttons, a lot of stuff. So yeah. So the first thing I want to talk about is a label tag. So with this label tag, you can basically have any text inside this. So I'm just gonna have first name, and it's a good practice to keep for inside the label. Basically, I'm gonna explain to you guys why though. And let's go ahead and keep f name, and yeah. And you can also keep a name if you want for the label. You don't have to, but it's a good practice for that too. And the next tag is our input tag. So before learning our input, let's still see what we did till here. So let's go ahead and open with live server. And there we go, we got our live server. So there we go, this is our first name, and this is our place. This is our input place where we can type stuff, so you can type anything. And the next thing inside this input, you're gonna have a type equals, and the reason why you have type is because you have a lot of stuff inside this. So you can have date, you can have like a lot of stuff. So yeah, so let's go ahead and give the type as text. And the next thing we want to do is, after having your type as text, you can basically have your ID. And the reason why we are having ID is you're basically gonna do this f name, and then after what you're gonna using this ID is gonna for the phone people who uses like the mobile devices and stuff to make this appear. So this is what happens. So whenever I click the first name, there we go, so we get that thing selected too. So yeah, that's pretty useful for like mobile devices. And yeah, so that's basically for this thing. And the next thing I want to talk about is the password. So let's go ahead and put password right here, and let's also change the for to password. And I'm gonna copy this, put at the ID, and this time instead of text, because normally if you type your password, so let's just say your password is hello world or something kind of like that, and that's gonna cause problems because like if anybody are beside you, so people can see it easily. So that's why what you want to do is change the type to password, and this is gonna make just like this. So basically, so let's go ahead and type something. So there we go, we're just getting those kind of stuff, and nobody can see your password now. And before going into the next tag or the next type of thing what we can use right here, I want to talk about a placeholder. So to create a placeholder, you're gonna have placeholder equals and then those quotes, and after that what you can do is you can type anything. So I'm just gonna type John. There we go, so that's our placeholder, and first name John right there. So that's how this thing works. And this John, if I hover over it or click it, it's not gonna appear, or whatever you want to type. So yeah, that's basically kind of like a default text, but even though you submit, it's nothing basically. So yeah. And the next thing also I want to talk about is required. And this required is gonna make this field required. So let's go ahead and delete the placeholder real quick. So let's go do that, and let's go ahead and see. So it's required. So if I just click enter right there, and there we go, we got a little pop-up saying that. So let's go ahead and type hello world, and if I click it, it's not gonna come anything, but if I click enter, it's gonna give us that little pop-up saying please fill this required field. Or even though you hover over this, you can literally see right there, please fill out this field. So yeah, because this is like required kind of thing. So yeah. And now let's go ahead and see the next one called email. And this email is pretty great, I'll say. So let's go ahead. The first thing we're gonna type is hello, and that's basically it. So now as you see, we got a little pop-up saying please include an at in the email address, and hello is missing an at. So that's what it's gonna say. But if you type this, it's gonna say please enter a part following, and hello at is incomplete. So you're gonna type gmail.com, and that's gonna work. So that's how this thing works. And the next thing I want to talk about is the date. And this day is very convenient. I'll say this is very fun. So the first thing you want to do is you want to click this calendar icon, and then you can adjust it. So you can put 20, like let's just say June, which is the naming game. So let's go ahead and put December 2023, and there we go. So this is the date or so. So you can change your this thing to the birth date or so. So you can do that. Let's go ahead and change this to the birth date. So there we go. So we have everything done right here. So there we go. And yeah, and now what you can do is the next thing I want to talk about is basically the radio. So let's go ahead and type radio right there, and we can change this to whatever we want. So let's just say car or so. And yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So there we go. That's our radio button, and this is a radio button. You can put many labels you want. So yeah, that's how this radio buttons work. And the next thing I want to talk about is the select. So let's go ahead and delete all this for now. So we're gonna type select right there, and then we're gonna put this the closing select right there, and inside the select what you want is an option. So in this option what you want is like you can type anything basically. So let's just say hello, and this is an options. Basically it's like a drop down one. So yeah, and you can have multiple of these. So let's go ahead and have 3 of these. Hello 1, hello 2, and that's gonna be hello 0. And there we go. So let's go ahead and select hello 1, hello 2, hello 0. So yeah, that works. So that's basically kind of like a drop down stuff. So yeah, and the next thing I want to focus on is basically the last 2 things, which is submit and reset. So let's go ahead and do something like this. So the first thing what you want is an input, and then type equals reset. And if you want this to work or so, or you want to observe it, what you can do is you can have a label for, and then I'm just gonna type if name first name, just like that. And the next thing I want to do is have another input for the text of this. So let's go ahead and have type, let's go and do that, and then we're gonna have text. And after this what you can do is you can put a placeholder or so. I'm just gonna put an ID, and we're gonna do that. And let's go ahead and go to this thing. So there we go, we got our first name and reset. So you can type anything. So let's type hello and reset. There we go, it resets everything. And it doesn't even work for this. If you have more of these it still works. And you can also make the submit too. So let's go ahead and copy this and put another one right there, and this is gonna be submit. And after this, as you go, see reset, you can do that. So let's go ahead and type hello world and reset. I can type hello world again and submit, and it's not gonna do anything though. So if you wanted to do something, we're gonna learn that later. So the first thing is it does work, but the thing I want to talk about is, let's say you want these in different line or different block. So for that what you can do is you can use the div tag. So you can use div, let's put that right here. And the next thing I want to do is I want to make it proper, just like that. And I'm gonna use this for this too. And the reason why we are using div is because it's a block level element, and it's gonna adjust this in a block. And let's go and do that. And let's go do that. So I guess that should be it. So now let's go ahead and see there. So reset and submit, and if you want for the submit to be the same kind of thing, you can create another div for that. So yeah, I'll take this by the way. So I'm just gonna type hello world, and I just typed it wrong. So there we go, so that works. So that's it for today's video. See you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.